guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new, hello and welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. My name is Brianna, aka Brianna Moore, aka Dollface PA. I can be found on Instagram and Twitter at Brianna Moore. Today we're going to be starting episode 5 of my series, Finding My Way as a Woman in My 30s. And today we're going to be talking about fulfillment in your 30s. In addition to that, we'll be talking about faith, frauds, and fantasies. We're going to get all the way into it. So before we get started, I do want to give a little disclaimer. This video right here is for the ones that are tapped in with themselves, the ones that are keenly in tune with their souls, and the ones that are really honest with themselves. That is the type of person that I'm making this video for, and that is the type of person that I would expect the content of this video to resonate with. If you feel like you're not quite there yet, that's okay. I still hope you stay into the end of the video anyways, and I hope that maybe something that I say during this video will help you on your journey to finding fulfillment in your life. So let's jump right into it. Aside from mental health diagnoses, so I am not talking about people that have a formal diagnosis of depression or anxiety. I want to be very clear in saying that as a preface to what I'm going to say next. Aside from that group of people, there is a large percentage of people in their 30s and probably 40s too, but I'm in my 30s, so I'm just going to speak for the 30-year-olds. There's a large portion of people in our peer group in our 30s that are very unfulfilled. And if you missed it at the beginning, remember I said this video is for people that are honest with themselves? Y'all been getting ready to see why. I think that we are in an epidemic of unfulfillment in 2026. The things that did it for us in our 20s, the things that made us happy, the things that just kind of made us go and made our gears turn, it doesn't do it for us in our 30s anymore. If we're honest, most of us are really looking for deeper meaning to life at this point. You always hear people saying like, yeah, I just want to feel something. I just want to feel something. It's no coincidence that the word feel is in the word fulfilled. I know it's spelled differently, but like there is a degree of feeling that is connected to feeling fulfilled. And so many of us in 2026 are so heavily intoxicated with the influences of media and social media and now AI and all of these other things that our sensitivity and our ability to feel things is drastically impaired. And so the only thing I can really compare it to is being under the influence. I've had this conversation several times before with various people, but in 2026, if you're in public and you kind of just like look around, it almost feels like half of the people in society are like living in a slumber, like just going through the motions. Everybody's on their phones. If you're in a public place, if you're at the mall, if you're at the beach, if you're on a plane, if you're waiting at a gate to board a flight, if you're doing anything that requires like idle time, even really like going out to eat at a restaurant, if you just stop and look around, most people are like in this dazed slumber. Everybody is like so connected to their phones in moments where we would typically be connecting with one another, or in idle moments where there are opportunities to just take in the environment around you, whether you're at a park, whether you're at a museum, whatever you're doing. Most people are not really present. And I'm not saying this in any means to like condemn anybody, because I've obviously been victim to this as well. And I catch myself all the time, like not being present in the moment. I'm on my phone, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. We are a highly distracted society. And I think that is largely because of our smartphones and AI and everything else. And there's always something grabbing for our attention. And because of that, our ability to actually be in tune with the moment and be present in the moment has been highly impacted in a negative way. So under the larger topic of fulfillment, I said that I wanted to talk about 3 things in this video: faith, frauds, and fantasies. I first want to start with fantasies. I touched on this a little bit in another one of the videos in this series, but I believe strongly that social media has influenced and contributed heavily to a fantasy of what we believe fulfillment is supposed to look like. And there's a veneer that gets portrayed on social media because of everything we see, right? Like social media is very visible. Everything that we are consuming on social media is visible, whether it's a TikTok, whether it's a reel, whether it's an Instagram post, whether it's an Instagram dump, where it's a whole bunch of posts. Like everything is visual. And I think that stimulates and contributes to our appetites in ways that I do not believe are necessarily always positive. This has been a conversation for many years, but The human brain was never supposed to be exposed to the level of information, the level of visuals, the level of anything that we're exposed to. We're exposed to every aspect of so many people's lives, like everyone we know on social media, a lot of people that we don't know, celebrities, influencers, like we are just being so overtaken with visual stimuli at all time that I believe that the fantasy, it begins to shape our thoughts and our ideas of what success looks like. What does fulfillment really look like? What does happiness look like? Because obviously on social media, people are only posting their highlight reels. Nobody is on social media posting, I got $36 in my account and I don't know how I'm going to pay rent in 3 days. Nobody is posting that. The only thing we're seeing is the engagements, I just bought a house. The extravagant wedding. We're having a gender, like that's all we're seeing. And it becomes very easy if you're not intentional about your consumption of social media to allow what you're seeing to begin to shape your desires and your beliefs about what happiness looks like. So I want to move right into frauds, which I believe goes hand in hand with fantasies, because it's almost like there's a level of delusion that we begin to live in without even noticing it. And we are all guilty of it. That's why I'm saying we. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to me too. Like, we've all been guilty of this at some point if we've consumed social media in any capacity. So social media has groomed us to believe that fulfillment is connected to tangible things. When I get the job, I'll be happy. When I get the money, I'll be happy. When I find the man and get married, I'll be happy. When we buy the house, I'll be happy. When I have the kids and we have the perfect family, I'll be happy. When I buy the car, I'll be happy. All of those things are tangibles, and they are frauds for what real fulfillment actually is. Now, let me stop right there before y'all come at me. I'm not saying that those things cannot contribute to you feeling fulfilled. Of course, your spouse, your family, the people that you love, your relationships can absolutely contribute to you feeling some type of fulfillment. Having a stable career, having stable income can contribute to you feeling some type of fulfillment, 100%, but it cannot be the source of your fulfillment. It cannot be the source. Because the minute one of those things changes, then you're no longer happy. You no longer have fulfillment, and that's the point. Fulfillment has to be connected to something deeper, because if your fulfillment is based on something that can change at any time, you're always going to be up and down on the roller coaster of life, because stuff happens. People get laid off every day. You could lose your job tomorrow. You can get the job, you can get the husband, you can get the money, you can get the family, you can get the house, you can get the cars, and at the end of the day, you can still feel like something is missing. Something deep down in your soul just feels like it hasn't been fulfilled. Like it just feels like something is still missing. And that is because the things that bring true fulfillment in life are intangible. The things that were meant to fulfill our soul were always unseen. Wholeness, a healed heart, purpose, feeling like you have a place in the world no matter what, knowing you were born for a reason. Love, which again, a lot of the time comes from the relationships in our life. So again, I'm not saying that marriage and children and family cannot contribute to your fulfillment in some way, but the love that you share with those people is what is actually fulfilling you. Generosity, kindness, peace, those are the things that make your soul feel fulfilled and at peace. None of those things are tangible. None of them. You can't buy any of those things. You can't take a class on how to get any of those things. The things that lead to true fulfillment all require inner work. Inside job. It's very cliche, but I think in very simple terms, we've always hear people say like happiness is an inside job, and it is. It is. Your husband, your family, your job, they are not responsible for your fulfillment and your happiness. Everything that I just said that is intangible and unseen, those are all things that you have to be willing to do the inner work to achieve. And that is why I'm a firm believer that there is nothing tangible in this earth that can truly fill the hole in your soul that was only ever meant to be filled by something that's greater than you. I believe that true fulfillment comes from being connected to a divine source. And that leads me into my segue about faith. Faith has been the cornerstone of my life in my 30s. I have always been a believer in Jesus Christ, but it was not until my late 20s that I really began to walk with the Lord and began to take my faith very seriously. As I've strengthened my relationship over the years with the Lord through reading my Bible, through prayer, through community, through church, I found that what I used to think about God was all wrong Like, I can truly say that as a body, we really got it wrong with the whole religious thing. It was never about religion. It was never about rules. It was never about restriction. It was always about relationship. The Lord just wants a relationship with you, and the Lord just wanted a relationship with me the same way he does with you. And as I began to really just foster that relationship with the Lord, really spending time and prioritizing just being with him, praying, reading the Bible, getting to know his heart, the transformative work that the Lord has done in my life is very evident. If anybody knew me before I began to walk with the Lord, you could attest to that. But also it has given my life a different meaning. And I have walked into a fulfillment that I know as somebody who was very, very broken before I began to walk seriously with Christ. I can truly say I tried all the things. I did it all. I did it all, y'all. Like, for the purposes of the professionalism and purity of this platform, I just can't go into detail. But like, I can truly say, like, nothing else works. Nothing else works. Like, wow, Jesus is the only way. We did all the things. Like, we did all the things in our 20s. We did it. I got the job. I got the money. I got the husband. I got the things, y'all. Like, all the things in my 20s that I thought were going to fulfill me. And like, oh my goodness, when I get this, my life is just going to be so perfect. Like, I'm going to be so, please listen to me and let me hold your hand when I say this. God has been very generous and very kind to me. I don't want for anything. There's nothing that I want that I don't have or can't have, because God has been that good to me. So I say all that to say, even with all the tangible things in the world, the friends, the family, we are so blessed. We are so blessed. God is so good. Even with all of that, it still wasn't enough, because something was missing. And I'm going to tell you what that something is: Jesus Christ. I have everything that I need in Jesus. The peace, the security, and who I am, and just security. My eternity is secure. I don't have to worry about anything. I know what the word says about me. In Romans 8:28, it says that all things work for the good of those who love Christ Jesus and are called according to his purposes. So for me, even when things are going bad, I know my life is not bad. And if things are bad, it can't be over, because I know what God said about me, and it's always going to end well for me. And that has proven to be true time and time again. And everything I was searching for in worldly things, love, belonging, identity, purpose, peace, all of the things are found in Jesus Christ. It was really that simple. And the walk hasn't been a cakewalk. Life is still hard, but I gotta be honest. If life is hard with the Lord, I do not know how I would make it without him. Because I know if I don't have anything else, I have Jesus. And when I have Jesus, I have everything I need. So even when something is going awry or amiss in my life, I always have the Lord. And that is who renews my strength. That is who gives me peace. That is who gives me the will to go on. I know I'm protected. I know I'm covered. And what more could you want other than that type of assurance in this crazy, crazy world, political climate? I mean, anxiety would have took me out back in 2020. Anxiety would have took me out back in 2020 if I didn't know the Lord. I was living in New York City by myself, working on the front lines of the original epicenter of the pandemic. I mean, anxiety would have cooked me if I didn't believe that there was like something greater that my life and my soul and my spirit was connected to, and that there was purpose in all of this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it would be like, what is the point of this? And a lot of people do feel like that. And I think a huge part of getting to understand and really know your purpose requires attachment to a higher power. That's not something that most people truly figure out on their own. I'm not saying that people never figure it out on their own, but it's so much better when you are attached to and in alignment with the person that created you, the lover of your soul, the creator of your soul. It's just so much better. So in conclusion, I believe that fulfillment at any age really is always going to be connected to your faith. I probably really didn't figure that out until my late 20s, early 30s, but it has just proven to be true time and time again now that I'm in my 30s. And status, money, material things will never be powerful enough to fulfill your soul on their own, ever. I say this with great sensitivity, but we know millionaires that have committed suicide. They'll tell you the money it's not enough. It's not everything. The status is not everything. Some of those people have everything you could possibly want or attain in this world and will still tell you at the end of the day, I went to bed every day feeling empty. I had no peace. At the end of the day, I went to bed feeling empty. I had billions of dollars in the account, but felt like I had no purpose. That should tell you something. The tangibles in this world are never going to be enough. And again, I'm a medical professional, so by no means am I saying that faith is a substitute for mental health. I'm not saying that. Mental health resources are absolutely vital. Therapy is absolutely vital. Medications for mental health, if that is what you are deemed to need by a medical professional, absolutely vital. Having support and safe people in your life, absolutely vital. But what I do believe is that in order to be the best person you could possibly be, the two should run alongside each other, therapy and theology. You should go sit on somebody's couch and work your stuff out, get on your little meds if you need to. There's no shame in that. But you should also be connecting with the higher power to make sure that your steps are ordered. And so that's my take on fulfillment in your 30s. Life is not perfect, but it's beautiful. I'm thankful for everything, thankful for it all. I just feel such a sense of peace in my 30s, just knowing what it really is, you know? And I think it comes with growth, maturity, just finding yourself, figuring it out, trial and error. But I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for the Lord. I love Jesus Christ, and anybody that knows me knows that, and I love talking about the Lord. So I really don't think it's possible to have a conversation with me without me bringing up the King of Kings. It's just not possible. So that's my take on fulfillment. Lots of frauds, lots of fantasies, but I don't really think you'll ever truly come into fulfillment until you tap into your faith. So that's my take on it. I love you guys dearly. I love you dearly. And I pray that everybody gets fulfilled. But fulfillment starts with honesty. And fulfillment starts with being honest about the fact that you're not fulfilled. Fulfillment starts with sometimes admitting, even when it's hard, that dang, I got everything that I thought I wanted and still feels like something's missing. I'm still not full of joy. I still don't have the joy of the Lord. That's because you got to know the Lord to have the joy of the Lord. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We have some more F's coming up that I'm really excited about. No, I'm not gonna say it. Yes, please stay tuned. I'm very excited for the episodes to come. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns? If you want to know more about Jesus Christ, please let me know in the comments. I love y'all, for real. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.